to the Cinementalists. Noun, plural. Definition, those whose love for movies runs so deep, they can't help but do a podcast about them. Hosted by Colton Robertson and Joseph George. Hello everybody and welcome in to the first annual Cinementalists Cinema Awards. I am so very honored to be conducting this show for you. I will be operating as the awards voting body for the most prestigious award in all of Hollywood, the Cine. It's a pleasure to have chosen with absolute say and no argument necessary. If I thought it went. And I wanted to make that full disclosure straight out of the gate here. I'm Colton Robertson, the awards voting body, and the presenter for the evening, Joseph George.
Hello, and thank you for allowing me to present on such a prestigious day. And,
it truly is an honor. Yeah,
yes, yeah. And an important disclaimer for, as we are the Cinementalists, I haven't been the most sentimental this year, or this movie going year. This dang school has taken my life away from me, slowly but surely.
One day it will pay returns. Yeah. The return on investment will be astounding, but yeah, for now, okay, you missed a few movies. It's, what are you going to do? It's okay.
Some good ones at that.
Yeah, there's some really good ones. You hit me up, you said you've seen maybe a third of the nominees in every category, which isn't bad. That's better than a lot of people when they go and watch the Oscars, if they watch the Oscars. So, you could be doing a lot worse. Another important thing, again, is that there is no awards voting body. It's just me. It's just one guy. And therein, there's not a bunch of people who saw a bunch of different movies and, whoever got the most votes if I didn't see it, it didn't get nominated. You know what I'm saying? So, a good example of a visual effects nominee at the Oscars that I'm sure is probably a visual effects nominee that should be included is Jurassic World Rebirth. I didn't fucking watch it, though, because I haven't watched any of the Jurassic World movies. And therein, I wasn't just going to watch Jurassic World Rebirth as homework. I don't want to do that. I want to watch movies. So, good example of okay, I didn't see it. It's not included. I do have some pretty glaring blind spots for a few people out there, but I feel pretty good about the homework I've done. I feel pretty good about the choices I've made. Still a little up in the air on some, but I had to commit and we're here and it's time to go. So, we've got 16 categories. We've got 16 categories. We've got Best Ensemble, Best Supporting Actress, Best Supporting Actor, Best Lead Performer, which we made non-gendered this year. No winner in both actor and actress category, just one for the best lead performer. And the amount of nominees went up accordingly there. Best visual effects, best sound, best costume design, best makeup and hairstyling, best production design, best editing, best score, best cinematography, best director, best adapted screenplay, best original screenplay, and ultimately best picture. So follow along. That's what we've got going.
Yeah. And obviously, if we speak of a movie, you have seen it as
that's
you are
right.
the voting
That's
body.
Right. I have seen all of these.
It is pretty easy to say the list that I've seen. I have seen 5, which I hate that number. I can count it on one hand of the movies that I have seen.
Hey, that's a fourth of the movies.
Else.
That's a fourth of the movies.
Yeah.
There's only 21 nominated. So. 21 across 16 categories. That's that's not a huge discrepancy.
I am most my biggest blind spots that I'm actually just mad at myself for not seeing, Marty Supreme. I never got a chance to get around to. That made me mad. The Avatar movie I didn't even get around to, and then Begonia and Hamnet were the other two that was man, I just really need to see those and couldn't quite get there. But yeah, I hope maybe, I don't know if any free time is in my near future until I really get to the summer. But these It'll at least give me the I feel like a nice order to round. I need to round these out eventually, and then I think this will solidify a nice viewing list.
Just to give you an idea
knock
of how solid I am, I just edited the winner's text to you. I just edited it.
Okay.
Just now, while you were talking, I changed one of my
fly.
answers, and like that's where my brain's at. And like it was a random one in the fucking middle. I was like, yeah, that's not gonna fly. I thought about it. I was like, it's fine. I like that a lot, but I gotta go here. Again, I like them all a lot. That's why they're nominated. That's why they're here. But let's go ahead and kick us off. Let's begin.
Right.
Where are we starting here?
We are beginning with the best ensemble cast, and yeah, I feel like this one's universal, very easy to just, even if you haven't seen the movie, I feel like a nice easy way to go in here. But we got nice these 6 nominees here. We have It Was Just an Accident, One Battle After Another, The Phoenician Scheme, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, and Sinners for the best ensemble.
Yeah, so like you said, easy, even if you haven't seen them, you probably understand what we're doing here. And there's not anything I can say down the list for each movie in comparison to the other. It's the deal here with best ensemble is that we've got a whole cast working like clockwork. There's nothing, there's no holes I can poke. There's not a weak link. Everyone is doing their job from the bottom of the call sheet to the top of the call sheet. And, you know, I'm not just going like best main cast and supporting cast, you know, like when it comes to One Battle After Another, the random white supremacists that show up for one fucking scene, like they're really good at that. At the end of Sinners, when Buddy Guy pops up, I love that, you know, like when it comes to these one-stop shops for certain performers. I love seeing that. And so this is a slate of incredible performances. The underrated one here is It Was Just an Accident. It was a bunch of actors who probably haven't worked a lot in movies, actually. The behind-the-scenes story for It Was Just an Accident is a fucking miracle. Jafar Panahi is a Iranian filmmaker, which obviously at the moment carries a certain whole other sort of weight. And he was barred from leaving the country for a very long time, and he made this film in secret in Iran.
Oh wow!
It was produced completely under the wire, and so this is a cast that's not huge names, you know. A few of them have worked plenty, but they don't have a lot going on as far as credits. If you look at their Letterboxd or IMDb, and they're just top to bottom. I thought they were incredible, so they're not going to win today. But I did love It Was Just an Accident, and I wanted to give them a specific shout for that regard before moving forward. But yeah, so I'm everyone top to bottom on all these casts did an incredible job.
Yeah, and of, you know, I guess I've seen half of the nominations here, and I think my gut initially takes me to Sinners or One Battle After Another. Yeah. If I had to choose,
yes,
Phoenician Scheme. You know,
that
of the
is
three
going.
I've seen, I do
yeah,
like
the Phoenician
all,
Scheme.
but
There's a complicated thing there where the Phoenician Scheme is. It's hindered by the fact that, and this is a rare situation, that something is hindered by being a Wes Anderson movie. Where everyone is doing their job and they're doing it exactly right, but again, you don't get that sense of freedom where actors are making choices and you feel like they're, you know, they're doing it. No, that's a director's chair thing, and the ensemble does an incredible job bringing that to life. And specific performers do an even better job at bringing it to life. But yeah, no, that's a tough one. Most of these categories, if One Battle After Another and Sinners are in it, it's a fight between One Battle After Another and Sinners. That is the case for most of these nominees. That's an all-time double feature for a year. It's genuinely like. So the winner here, it's going to be. I have some explaining to do if it's ever those two facing off, and I'm happy to do it. So,
Yeah, I guess are we there? Is
We are
it time
there. We are there.
to announce the winner? I don't know why my mind initially went to the NFL draft, like ba-dum,
And the
ba-da-dun,
pick
dun, dun,
is...
but yeah, we're in a different world. We're not in the draft world. But the winner envelope is for best ensemble, Sinners, and that is where I would land as well.
Sinners.
1 for 1. Good.
Yeah, there you go.
Very,
There you go. You
very
have
good.
seen that one. Yeah, Sinners. Sinners winning the inaugural Cine. It makes sense. You know, it's
that worked out.
It worked out beautifully. It worked out beautifully.
Yeah.
It's as if someone planned it. There's so the tough thing here when it comes to One Battle After Another versus Sinners. Again, we're looking at top to bottom. Incredible, unbelievable casts. You know, like One Battle having Leo, Sean Penn, Benicio del Toro, Chase Infinity, Teyana Taylor, Regina Hall, and just continually going down that list. There's an incredible slate of performers doing incredible work. But what stood out to me about Sinners is how beautifully everyone just fit. You know, Michael B. Jordan does. Michael B. Jordan does an incredible job, and his chemistry with Haley Steinfeld, his chemistry with Wunmi Masaku, his chemistry with Miles Caton, his chemistry with Delroy Lindo, everyone else's chemistry with each other. I'm talking about Yao as Bo Chow. You know, I'm talking. You know, like the Asian shop owners. You know, like they are. They're incredible. You know, Omar Miller, I believe is his name. Cornbread. He does an incredible Jack O'Connell and the fucking Vampires 3.
Damn. Really,
you know,
it really is everyone. In
everyone
like,
is fitting like a fucking glove in that movie. One of my favorite little performances of the movie, and I always feel so bad for the fucking guy, is the guy who gets his face slashed in the card game. Passes out next to a bottle of wine, and they think he's been killed, and then they put him outside. And then he's like banging on the door like, "Hey, let me in, dog. There's some weird shit going on out here." Like it's just, it's too good, man. Just shot me in my ass.
And they are like legitimately an ensemble. You know, when they're all trapped and like the night's getting real, the doors are about to open. It's like they feel even more.
Yeah,
of an
that's a huge reason why this movie wins this category, is that the whole cast spends a lot of the movie almost entirely together. And you know, One Battle After Another has moments like that, specifically early when it's, you know, the Haim sister and Teyana Taylor and Leonardo DiCaprio and Wood Harris and the French 75 doing their thing. But, you know, they eventually get all dispersed. And don't get me wrong, that doesn't take away from how good they are in the movie. They do an unbelievable job. But it ultimately just came down to how fitting Sinners felt together. So that's my choice there for best ensemble, no doubt.
Yeah. All right. There we are. Well, the next category up is Best Supporting Actress. And we have Ellie Fanning from Sentimental Value. We have Igna.
Yeah, this is Inga Ibsdottir.
Dr.
Lilias.
Lilias.
Yeah.
From Sentimental Value as well. Mariam Ashfari from It Was Just an Accident. Naomi Aki. And sorry if I'm butchering anyone's name. I feel like I should make that disclaimer first. From Sorry Baby. Tiana Taylor from One Battle After Another. And is it
Wunmi?
What first name? Wunmi. Yeah. That's a tongue twister. Wunmi Masaku from Sinners.
Actually, the only name you really butchered was Elle Fanning. It's not Ellie.
It's L.
It's L. So
wow,
the easy one.
Wow,
the easy one is actually the one that
ones.
you got. That's
That's
okay. These things happen. So obviously, 2 nominees from Sentimental Value here, and these are 2 of the 4 performance nominees for Sentimental Value. That movie is headlined by 4 performers, and 2 of them here in the supporting actress category just do an unbelievable job. You know, I remember seeing the Oscar announcements and seeing that all of them got nominated. All of the actors got nominated and being like, are they that good or was it that week of a year? You know what I'm saying? Like, And ultimately, the more movies I watched, the more I realized, dog, they're that good. Best Supporting Actress was a stacked category. This was a difficult one to narrow down, and I would have felt remiss to not include both Elle Fanning and Inga Ibsdottir Lilius. They do just truly beautiful work in Sentimental Value, and they have incredibly difficult and similar roles to portray in completely different ways, and it's just a beautiful story, and I can't wait to talk more about Sentimental Value as a movie later. But the underrated one, again, it was just an accident. Maryam Afshari, this was her second movie credit, and I loved her, and it was just an accident. Like, from the moment she popped up on screen, I was seared into her character. She's kind of the beating heart. She goes along with the ride, and it's a tough one to talk about without spoiling the kind of premise, but Maryam Afshari does an incredible job in it. She's, again, something that you find with the supporting roles here is, while a lead performer can be, the lead, they're the head, they do what has to be done to guide the movie. A lot of the time I find the supporting roles to be like the beating heart of a movie, like they're who guides our protagonist almost. And Maryam Afshari, and It Was Just an Accident, is a really good example of that. Naomi Ackie, this was one of her two big supporting roles on the year. She was also the main love interest in Mickey 17, if you'll recall.
But, okay, there it is.
Yeah,
okay.
And she was also in The Rise of Skywalker. She was Janna.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. Wow.
Naomi Ackie been around the block. Yeah, okay, Naomi Ackie been around the block. But Sorry Baby is. It's hard to label something the most underrated movie of the year whenever everyone says something is super underrated. You know what I'm saying? It's like everyone who's seen Sorry Baby recognizes it as something that was worthy of Oscar nominations, even though it didn't get any. At least a lot of people are. I don't want to say everybody. It's a pretty big blanket statement. But Naomi Ackie, from the moment I watched this movie, and I always keep in mind in the back of my head, eventually we'll do something like this. I was like, well, she's going to be there. When that comes around, she's going to be there. And she's again, the guiding light for our protagonist in that movie, and she does a brilliant job. And the most interesting nominees for this one, for me, are the last two. Teyana Taylor and Wunmi Mosaku, which occupy, again, we're talking Sinners versus One Battle After Another. They occupy pretty similar spaces as far as screen time is concerned. Teyana Taylor is out of One Battle After Another after 40-ish minutes.
It's very quick.
She's not in the movie a super long time. And I mean, she makes her presence fucking felt, though. That's one thing that I will say about Teyana Taylor here, is that this is perhaps the most impactful supporting role. As far, she really does propel Leo's entire journey and Chase Infinity's entire journey and Sean Penn's entire journey. And, she is the basis, her character is the basis around which the entire movie revolves, even though her presence isn't literal. She is not always there. And so it made her job very, very important as a performer at the beginning of the movie to make that presence felt. And she does. She does a brilliant job. And Wunmi Mosaku, similarly, doesn't show up in Sinners until about 40-ish minutes in. 35-ish minutes in. And then she's dead within an hour. Spoilers for Sinners, So and she does have one more scene, which is, again, one of her most impactful scenes at the end of the movie. But she delivers a brilliant performance. And if you listen to our Sinners episode that we did on Halloween of 2025, you'll find that my opinion of the movie has only heightened since then. And I was really, really high on it then. I've only come to enjoy it more. and I described her again as the beating heart of the film. She is the moral compass. She is the guiding light. She's everything in that movie. And Wunmi Masaku, I loved her, and like I got introduced to her in Loki. That was how I met Wunmi Masaku, and then she's B-15, and now she's Oscar nominated. And more importantly, she's Cine nominated here. This is the most prestigious award in all of Hollywood, of course. But yeah, I love me with some Wunmi Masaku, and that's kind of how the rest of these are gonna go. There's a lot more individual discussion that can happen with the performances. I feel like so. Those are the slates. Give me it. Give me the winner.
All right, the winner for Best Supporting Actress. They're going 2 for 2. It is Wunmi Masaku from Sinners, and
dude, she's the shit.
I will say, like Tiana Taylor, it is impressive for how little screen time she did have, and the impact that she did cause on the movie. But I do wonder if that is more just the script, and story. Like, it is from her performance for sure, but like it is also like the actual.
The context of her story is extremely important. 100%. And that's, this is something that's interesting when it comes to lead versus supporting, going back to Elle Fanning and Inga Ibsdottir Lilius. They are definitely supporting roles. There's an argument to be made that someone like Naomi Ackie, who spends a lot of screen time on, like, a lot of the movie's time on screen, just because she's not the main character, all of a sudden she's a supporting actress. And I think that's an interesting line. I've always wondered what the technical bounds are for supporting versus lead. And that's specifically interesting with the best supporting category. There's one particularly that I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
It barely qualifies, I feel like. But Wunmi Masaku, she was easy. She was an easy choice, especially after I watched it again the other night. Sinners was the last movie I watched prior to this award show, just because I had a feeling it would reassert itself as dominant over the course of the show. And there's a beautiful, the way she presents herself in that role is just magnificent, whenever she speaks to Michael B. Jordan in that cabin, she's like, your body ain't forget me. Like, God damn, that's a bar,
She's like
flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone, blood of my blood. Yeah. Like she is, God damn it. She in here cause she family. Like there's so many like little lines that she delivers that are just like, let's go, you better put that cig out. I don't want none of that smoke getting on her. Like,
the fake money or the other currency they use, maybe that is truly why she wins. Is like her part of the story isn't like crucial to actually propel the what the story we see, but she makes her presence like very known.
Yeah, she's as important in the movie. And again, this is why it won Best Ensemble, is that everyone makes the movie feel more important. You know what I'm saying? Everyone makes the movie elevated, and that she is a huge reason why. Wunmi Masaku wins the Cine for Best Supporting Actress.
All right, 2 for 2 for Sinners. Very, very nice.
And they've got a couple shots in the next category.
We are headed to Best Supporting Actor, and we have Benicio del Toro from One Battle After Another, Delroy Lindo from Sinners, Jacob Elordi from Frankenstein, Miles Canton from Sinners, Sean Penn from One Battle After Another, and Stellan Skarsgård from Sentimental Value. And this stacked.
You've seen 5 of the 6 here. You've seen 5 of the 6
just not Stellan. That's the only one that I can't talk on.
This was the most difficult category for me to choose a winner. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is across the board. You're looking at some incredible performances. I'll start with Sinners, since that's what I've been talking about. Delroy Lindo delivers what may be my favorite supporting performance of any of the performances that we've got listed here. I mean, like, there's a physicality that he brings to the table that just fucking nails this role. Like, whenever he's talking to Michael B. Jordan and Miles Caton sitting on the stoop about, you know, we'll pay you $20 to come play at our juke, and he like laughs at them and he like shakes his knees and his hands side to side, and you're like that's a hilarious. There's the line whenever it gets real serious and they're in the car and he's talking about how his friend was lynched, and you know, Miles asks him, you know, what'd you do with the money? And he like lifts up his flask. He goes, I drank it. And then he like slams the flask shut with like a swing of his arm. And it's like, that's just a really specific choice that, you know, an actor had to make consciously, like rhythmically and understanding. It's always easy to go, oh, that was probably a directorial choice. And it very well could have been, but to have the rhythm down and the cadence to understand that that's the right thing to do at the right moment and play it as genuinely and affectionately as Delroy does. It's kind of a miracle. And so I love that. Miles Caton acting across from him had a lot of heavy lifting to do, as this was an introducing credit for Miles Caton. Had never been in anything. And I love him. I love that kid. He's going to be a fucking star. I think he does an incredible job. And, you know, an interesting one of those ones where obviously Michael B. Jordan is the lead actor. Yeah. But Miles Caton's probably the main character, which is an interesting line to toe, and probably the only one here that'll do that. And he does a great job filling those shoes. Across from Sinners always is One Battle After Another. And Benicio and Sean Penn were just kind of automatics. And between the two, I lean Benicio personally. I love Benicio del Toro. I think that he's an unbelievable actor, and everything he brings to the table in that movie is just exquisite. I've had a few what? A few small beers. It's so good, you know. Courage.
He's a real one. Yeah,
Courage. I love him.
To go from Wes, like Benicio del Toro, to like One Battle After Another. Like I love just he's just so lovable. I feel like in everything I do.
Dude, I love. He's a fucking fantastic actor, and he immediately endears you. And him being the leader of this, I've got sort of a Mexican Harriet Tubman situation going on back at my place. You know, it's so funny, man. I love him, and he's just so good at presenting himself. And Sean Penn across from him, again, really, really impeccable performance. I think he is. Sean Penn's one of the greats. He's that good. He's fucking despicable in One Battle After Another, and he brings it to life so perfectly.
Hateable as shit. Yeah,
hateable as shit, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. So. He plays it like I always, it's like you're not playing it too well because like it's you're actually going down that world, right? I don't know. I don't know much about Sean Penn in real life, but
I don't either. I choose not to, which is probably a privileged thing, but. And where are these matchups are usually Sinners versus One Battle After Another. The other two do not make this easy. Stellan Skarsgård was who I was alluding to a little bit ago as kind of complicating the line between lead and supporting, along with Miles Caton. Like there's Stellan Skarsgård is on screen a lot in sentimental value. Like to the point I thought about elevating him and nominating him nominating him for lead instead, but I decided the Academy probably knows what they're talking about when they nominated him for supporting actor. So Stellan Skarsgård, you know how good Stellan Skarsgård is. He's an unbelievable performer, and what he does in sentimental value is really, really special. He plays a director who is kind of estranged from his kids because he's chosen the art life. And then their mom dies and he re-enters the fold, as it were. And that's all I'll say. There's a lot more to it, but it is so fucking good. I had no idea what it was about. I sat my ass down, in that theater, watched the movie beginning to end, and just by the end I just sobbed. It was so good, and he is a huge reason why Stellan Skarsgård is an unbelievable talent. And the sleeper, he's not the only one. Miles Caton is also a sleeper in this category, but Jacob Elordi kind of asserting himself as one of the best working right now. One of the best young guys working right now. His physicality as the creature in Frankenstein is impeccable. It's unbelievable. I think he delivers just a really heartfelt and sentimental and sympathetic performance of the creature, and I wouldn't have had it any other way. We talked about that at length on New Year's Eve, as Frankenstein was our New Year's Eve movie. But that's the slate.
And it really does make me wonder how they do choose between supporting and lead, because like it can't be a hard set rule of like whoever we're just paying the most, is the lead actor, or like X amount of screen time, because like it is all over the place. Everywhere. And
no, because Jacob Elordi, again, that's another one you could make the argument is probably the lead. Like you could make the argument he's the lead in that movie. Now, obviously, Oscar Isaac has a lot of heavy lifting to do.
Yeah, but man, there's a real gray area there. But yeah, it's maybe just an easy way for them to just get more, or I don't know, place the noms where they like.
Yeah, I think there's a healthy dose of that for sure. And when it comes to the Academy, like one of my last week were the actor awards, SAG-AFTRA's unions awards, which is a really, really special event just because it is actors voting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it is other actors in the union deciding this. And so when it comes to the Academy, obviously, there's a lot of layers there and there's a lot of legitimacy, but acting is one of the most vulnerable professions in film, and to kind of assess yourself and assess others on a level and go, yeah, Jacob Elordi is one of the best supporting actors. I mean, Miles Caton was nominated. Delroy Lindo was nominated.
Yeah.
Stellan Skarsgård was not, and I'm assuming that's because of a union thing. I'm assuming he might not be a SAG-AFTRA actor because he's not American. I see. So a little. So like there's discrepancies in all these different these different voting bodies, which I think is interesting. And again, I don't know that that's the case. That's just my assumption. Benicio del Toro isn't American, but I'm assuming he's an American citizen. Like there's fine lines everywhere as far as I don't know what you have. I don't even know that you have to be American to be SAG-AFTRA. I've just assumed that. I thought it was an American union, but it might be a worldwide thing. I have no idea. Just talking out of my ass here. But yeah, so like there's a lot of different discrepancies in all the different voting bodies, and that's why having one guy decide all of it can be kind of nice.
It is, and the thing is we very rarely disagree on movie opinions. Like I feel like it's happened on like you can count it on one hand. I feel like in the entire time that we've recorded with each other and discussed many movies as we do a lot. And I feel I mean, as the winners you've chosen so far, I'm very, very okay with. And yeah, I think here as well, a little, I guess I've spoiled myself. I did scroll down a little bit further and actually reveal it for myself. Very, very cool. And yeah, I guess is it time? It is time. You want to get in? Okay, the winner for Best Supporting Actor for the Cine. I should get used to saying that. The Cine for Best Supporting Actor goes to Stellan Skarsgård from Sentimental Value.
Yeah, sorry, it's the only one you didn't watch. Yeah,
it's okay. I love the man. The man is talented.
I love Stellan Skarsgård, man.
So, yeah.
And again, everything I said. Again, just he's that good. He is that good. The slate of actors he's up against here, specifically Delroy Lindo, is the hard one for me to not give him the edge over. I think Delroy Lindo's is my favorite performance, but there's kind of an undeniability about Stellan Skarsgård's that makes it difficult for me to assess anybody on the same level. That was kind of where I was at, is that he's just that good. It's impossible to deny. I couldn't in good conscience give this award to anyone else. Has to be Skarsgård. So, yeah, it's an easy choice there.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Okay, now moving on to a big kahuna. Love the Academy should make this. I don't know. Make this. I think this is cool. Throw everyone in the same bucket.
Yeah, non-gendered. I thought about doing it for Best Supporting Actor and Actress. The full transparency here. This is a non-gendered category with 12 nominees, so the same amount of nominees as Best Supporting and both Best Supporting categories combined. Now that is because there is a performer listed who is non-binary, and therein I didn't want to gender them one way or another, and wanted to include them. And also, when it came to Best Actor, I had a tough time deciding. Best Actor or Actress, I had a tough time deciding which one was going to win which of those categories. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I'm just going to pick one. I'm just going to pick one, and that'll be that.
There you go.
So yeah, one winner, 12 nominees, best lead performer.
And the Cine nominees are Benicio del Toro from The Phoenician Scheme, Chase Infinity. Oh my God, that's actually such a cool spelling. From One Battle After Another. Emma Stone from Begonia. Ava Victor. Ava. I should have stuck with my gut. Ava Victor from Sorry Baby. Jennifer Lawrence from Die My Love. Jessie Buckley from Hamnet. Jesse Plemons from Begonia. Leonardo DiCaprio from One Battle After Another. Michael B. Jordan from Sinners. Renate Renzois? Is that French? Renzois?
It's Norwegian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nowhere near. It from Sentimental Value. Timothy Chalamet from Marty Supreme, and Wagner Moura from The Secret Agent. All right. There we
so
are.
big slate. Lots to talk about. And I'll just go in order here. Benicio del Toro in The Phoenician Scheme is my favorite Wes Anderson performance in a very long time. My favorite lead performance in a Wes Anderson movie in a very long time. I absolutely adore him. It was one that, for the first time since probably Ralph Fiennes, I thought was like, this could be an Oscar contender. You know, like I love Jason Schwartzman in Asteroid City. I think he does a great job. Jeffrey Wright in French Dispatch is one of my favorite Wes performances. But again, for the first time since Ralph Fiennes as Monsieur Gustave, I thought, okay, this is something that could get considered. And unfortunately it didn't. He did get an Oscar nominee for something else, but Best Lead was a stacked category this year. And because of the expanded categories that we do, I kind of got to include him. He may not have if it was 10, but I love Benicio del Toro, so I want to give him some love immediately. Chase Infinity, again, one of those early roles early in a career, and she does impeccably well. I love the culmination of that film. The way that the film kind of relies on her towards the end, is really, really impeccable. It's a great choice. Whenever she asks, Leo to recite the code, who are you? Who are you? At the end of the movie, it's so fucking special. Love Chase Infinity. She does a brilliant job. Emma Stone is Emma Stone.
Yeah.
She's in a Yorgos Lanthimos movie. What do you think? She's not going to get nominated for an Oscar? What the fuck do you think this is? It's an Emma Stone Yorgos Lanthimos movie. She's getting nominated, it's just how it works now. And I love that she could just keep doing this and she'll just keep getting nominated for it. It's pretty incredible. Because she is that good, obviously Kinds of Kindness was the hole in that plan, but Poor Things a couple years ago, this last year, she's on an incredible run with Lanthimos, and they just do incredible work together. And one of the, I believe, two categories that I'm giving, or one of the two movies that I have two leads nominated, as Begonia, also as Jesse Plemons. So lead actor and lead actress. And Jesse Plemons, again, one of those, I feel like he occupies a similar space to Stellan Skarsgård in Sentimental Value, but he's in the movie a ton and is definitely the main character. So I I gotta put him in the lead. And Jesse Plemons is Jesse Plemons. There's a few performers that it's like, I don't really need to tell you much more beyond the fact that they are undeniably good, and you understand how good they are. And Jesse Plemons and Emma Stone are that good. Ava Victor and Sorry Baby, their performance is beautiful. I absolutely adore that movie. Definitely one that flew under the radar. Their performance specifically. They do really, really incredible work, and it's really heartfelt and awkward, but it's cute and it's sad, and it's just there's an endearing quality that they have that they brought to that role really, really impeccably. And they also directed that movie, they wrote that movie, they starred in that movie. So it's a really, really personal movie for Ava Victor. And it pays dividends. I love it. Jennifer Lawrence, Die My Love. Cannot believe she didn't get nominated for the Oscar. This is, and I know exactly what the discussion was, or what the debate was for the Academy when it came to Jennifer Lawrence. It was, do we give Jennifer Lawrence another nomination, or do we nominate Rose Byrne for If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You? Because they're very, very similar premises and very similar performances. Not similar premises, but as far as the figure that they're playing, they occupy a very similar space. And that was ultimately where my gut went too. I was like, do I go Jennifer Lawrence or do I go Rose Byrne? And while I love Rose Byrne, it's Jennifer Lawrence. There's just kind of there's an undeniable quality about how good she is in Die My Love, and she's brilliant. I really, really thought she had the Oscar nom cinched, but lo and behold, that's why the Cinnies exist, you know. But yeah, J-Law was the shit in that movie. She does incredible work. Jessie Buckley and Hamnet, drop dead, unbelievably beautiful, heart-shattering, earth-quaking performance. Like, it's heavy. Hamnet is not a happy movie. It's devastating as can be, actually. And she bears the brunt of that devastation. The character does, and therefore the performer has to. And she is unbelievable in it. There's a specific moment that just guts me a decent way into the movie. Tough one to again talk about without spoiling a little bit, because it is that good. And I don't want to spoil that for you. You gotta watch Hamnet. Back to One Battle After Another. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm gonna say, even if it is devastating, I need to buckle up for it. I mean, just Paul Mescal being there.
Paul Mescal is the shit. Yeah, I love music, and that's the thing is that for me, Paul Mescal he could have been nominated in Best Supporting Actor, but there was definitely not room for him. Like it was easy to exclude him. Like Jessie Buckley is. Wow. Paul Mescal is an incredible actor. I love Paul Mescal. She's acting circles around my man. Like it's okay. Like she's doing incredible work across from an incredible actor and just putting him to shame. But love Jessie Buckley.
Makes me want to watch it even more.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. Paul Mescal's still great. You know, still great. That's just how good Jessie Buckley is. Let's see, Leo. It's Leo.
Leo.
And God, the sequence in the middle of the movie, whenever shit pops off and things are going bad, and he's sitting on his couch, and he gets the call, and he's like, "Oh fuck, I don't remember the fucking code, man. I'm gonna be straight with you, man. I've destroyed my brain on alcohol and drugs over the last few years. I don't remember what the code is. You're just gonna have to help me. It's my daughter. I don't know what." And then he gets out of there. He goes, "Okay." He's sitting there for a second. He's got the joint in his hand. He takes a hit. He goes, and he looks out the window. Okay, man. He looks out the other window. He goes, "Don't get fucking paranoid, man. Do what you gotta do, man." It's so good. I love how panicked he is all movie. It's special. I love One Battle After Another, and yeah, it's comparing it again once more to Sinners here, as the next one's Michael B. Jordan. Those are the heavy hitters. And Michael B. Jordan was an interesting cat for me. I know that if you listen to our Sinners episode on Halloween of last year, I know you'll hear me say that I'm not a big Michael B. Jordan guy, and that I don't really get it. I think he's solid. I think he's a solid talent. Obviously, he's gorgeous. But I've never gotten what makes him it. You know, I've never gotten what makes him. Everybody loves Michael B. Jordan, you know, and they love him when he's in a movie. And I had a tough time accessing that. But then going back to the Actor Awards last Sunday, Michael B. Jordan, in a room full of his peers, in a room full of actors, nominated against Jesse Plemons and Leonardo DiCaprio and several Timothy Chalamet and just incredible performers top to bottom. A room full of actors went, Michael B. Jordan was the best actor last year. And so on the other side of that, I was like, well, now I have another reason to watch Sinners. You know what I'm saying? I have another reason to rewatch Sinners because I'm pretty sure I even acknowledged it on our Sinners episode. I'm pretty sure I went, maybe I'm missing something, you know, like maybe there's something that I'm just not getting. Maybe I'll get there. And I got there, you know. I think he does incredible work. There's a really keying in on the differences between Stack and Smoke was important for me. Keying in on what makes those characters and seeing how much of that does rely on Michael B. Jordan is really impeccable. Wunmi Masaku recently pointed out in an interview with Kelly Clarkson, a specific thing Michael B. Jordan does with his face with one character versus the other, which again, I didn't notice, but she pointed it out, and then after she says it, it's impossible not to. Which is that one of Smoke or Stack has dimples and the other doesn't.
Whoa! No way.
Yeah, and that's a performance thing, you know, like that's not makeup. That's the way Michael B. Jordan is holding his face as one, because Michael B. Jordan has dimples, so that's a really difficult fucking thing to do as a guy who has dimples to like present yourself, and it's you know, the one who's all smiley for a lot of the movie, Stack, has dimples. The one who gets to keep a straight face does not have dimples. So, you know, there's a little bit of that's an obvious performance choice, but it's still a choice he had to make, and he does an incredible job making it. There's so many lines he hits that no vision. I'm almost stimming on them, you know. I don't know hoodoo, and I can't talk slick, but I know business. I love his performance, man. I think that he does an incredible job in Sinners, and I have the toughest time. I have the toughest time I'm so glad I'm on the other side of this where I can see just how good he is. I can't wait to revisit other Michael B. Jordan roles and kind of see if this illuminated him for me.
I think maybe it is that he finally reached that level. Like, he's always been good, but I don't think he's really, like, Creed. I love him in Creed, but like it's like the story that gets me to, I don't know, I just want to fucking fight, and I'm not a fighter.
I want to run through a wall.
It's different there, but like this movie,
Coogler. Like, I mean, Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan is that's a fucking duo right there. Creed, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Fruitvale Station, and now Sinners. That's I want them to make movies together forever. You know, they are that good, and I'm so glad to be on this side of things with Michael B. Jordan after having spent a lot of time not getting it. Not being a hater, because I refuse, because he's obviously solid. It was never that he was a bad actor. I just didn't see it. I couldn't access it. I didn't understand what people were seeing, and then I really, really tried to see what people were seeing, and I saw it, you know? That's why sometimes you got to make an effort. But next up, Renee Raines. It's probably Raines. Renee Raines from Sentimental Value. I've said all I can about the Sentimental Value cast. They all were firing on all cylinders. I know we talked about how it was a battle between one battle after another and Sinners for Best Ensemble, but Sentimental Value was the easy three. They all four of those performers are just lending themselves incredibly well. And the rare thing for this performer specifically is that she, in a room full of incredible actors, doesn't have as much heavy lifting to do, and thereby she doesn't stand out to me as much as Stellan Skarsgård or Elle Fanning or Inga Ibsdottir Lilius. Like she is incredible and she does an undeniably good job. But in a room full of really talented people, she was probably the weak link. And I don't even say that with full confidence. She's still that good. She's still nominated for this category. You know, like it's she's impeccable and she's an incredible performer. And Sentimental Value, as soon as you can watch it, please do. It's that good, and it's one of those movies that I think will eventually kind of age. There's a couple movies here, Sentimental Value and Secret Agent. I only watched once, and I watched them in the theater. And you know how sometimes your opinion of a movie just mounts and mounts and mounts the further removed you are from it. The better you remember it, and it just keeps getting better and better and better and better in your head. Those are that for me. Sentimental Value and Secret Agent just keep getting better and better the further removed I am. And to just go ahead and connect it to Secret Agent, Wagner Moura, not a new guy on the scene, but he feels brand new. It's a welcome to the show kind of for Wagner Moura getting nominated for Best Actor here, even though I'm sure he's an Emmy winner for Narcos, and he was in Civil War a couple years ago, and he's been the lead in plenty of movies, but it was nice to see him break through to the Academy here. The Secret Agent is a special movie, and he does a really special performance where he has to analyze his character's identity and change himself and go through personal changes that make him a new person, and kind of performing that is really, really impeccable. It's another double role. Eventually he gets to play a second character, not for the whole movie, not like Michael B. Jordan, but it's a double role in some capacity, and I love those. But yeah, Wagner Moura was special, and Timothée Chalamet, Marty Supreme, tough. There's huge debates online about the Best Actor Oscar, and everyone who loved Sinners, which is everyone, if they're not a Republican, they loved Sinners. And so one thing that you're going to find in any online space is density. Nobody wants to give any leeway to any other opinion. It's absolutes all over the place, absolutism everywhere. And so it's either Michael B. Jordan, and if they liked Michael B. Jordan, they don't fuck with Timothée Chalamet. And if they like Timothée Chalamet, they don't fuck with Michael B. Jordan. And it's like, why? These are both really, really incredible performances, and I have a really tough time telling you one is better than the other. Timmy, He's in a little hot water right now just because he's being a fucking asshole, kind of. He recently assessed the opera and ballet as, he was like, I don't want to do opera, I don't want to do ballet, I don't want to do this shit that nobody cares about. He said he said that in an interview. And so it's making him making him come off as anti-art, and he said it like days before the closing of the Oscar voting, which was a terrible move.
Yeah.
So it's because he probably was the favorite, and I'd be willing to bet those odds have evened out a little bit. Wow. But yeah, so it's Timmy, regardless, as a performer, is doing incredible work here in Marty Supreme. He gets to be as quick and razor sharp as he's ever been. He is Marty Supreme. He's presenting as this cocky, asshole, arrogant dude who's the best at what he does and knows he's the best at what he does, and therein, that bleeding into the way that he presents himself as an actor. dating a Kardashian and being at the top of his game, headlining movies and becoming one of the biggest stars in the world before the age of 30.
Damn.
He's he's going to be a cocky, arrogant little asshole. That's just something that I fully expect of him. Not to excuse it, but it's something I fully expect of him.
Yeah.
And
it can't be excused as like method acting anymore because like
the movie's
it's like
been
it's been out. It's not you're not marketing the movie anymore. That was real. That was just really him.
It's just
Wow.
So that's the thing is that he's a little douchebag, but what are you gonna do? People online are acting like you fucking killed somebody. I'm not.
I mean,
okay,
yeah.
okay. He's a normal young guy. He's a normal young American guy who doesn't want to go to the ballet. Sorry, I know a lot of dudes, and none of them want to go to the fucking ballet. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong. I think it's incredibly diminutive and dismissive to go ahead and just go, nobody cares about it, because that's just not true. But it was unfair to those art forms, and I think that I hope he realizes he's a fucking asshole for it. But people online are like, "Fuck Timothée Chalamet." That's death to Timothy. No, I'm just kidding. He.
Yeah, the holy war is beginning.
Yeah, Lisan Al Gaib just he just Paul Atreides all over the place. But yeah, no, I love Timmy and Marty Supreme. And that's the slate. That's a big slate. So that's going to be probably the heftiest category as far as talking time. But
yeah, let's see. I scrolled down a little bit. Ooh, all right. It has been revealed. The Cine for the best lead performer goes to Jessie Buckley in Hamnet. And
it was so difficult to decide between Michael B. Jordan and Timothée Chalamet that I decided not to pick either of them.
Boom. Easy, problem solved.
Simple. It comes off as forward thinking because we're going non-gen. No, I'm just kidding. No. Jessie Buckley is the best performance of the year though, and that's easy. It was like no matter what, if I picked a non-gendered winner, both mixed, it was going to be Jessie Buckley. So I just went ahead and did that. Why not just do that? That's the right. She is the best performance of the year. I love a scream. Looking back at Killers of the Flower Moon when, Lily Gladstone lets out that guttural, devastating scream. Jessie Buckley has one of those here. It's, it destroys you. You're already destroyed. The moment she's screaming in response to is enough to destroy you. And then she does that and you're like, oh God. By the end of the movie, you're a fucking puddle. And again, it is in part because of what she does at the end of the movie, the performance of what she's doing at the end of the movie. She is, she's brilliant. She's beautiful and she's magnificent. And, glory be to Ireland for giving us Jessie Buckley. I fucking love that actress. And, she is going to win the Oscar on Sunday. There's no room for argument. It's a shoo-in. There's no doubt about it. The Oscar for Best Actor up in the air. Actress over. It's Jessie Buckley.
Wow. Hamnet has by far, skyrocketed on the what to watch first.
Yeah.
It's been Marty Supreme, and then now hearing Timmy kind of dissed art. I really hope it's more of it's just a numbers game, way more. He's calling it negligible just compared to the movie scene. It is. It's 100% his line of thinking, but it's still really dismissive. And so it's it's not, it's not the worst thing in the world to say, but it is shitty. It's annoying. And it's like, dude, come on. But yeah, now Marty Supreme. Don't get me wrong. You should still fucking watch Marty Supreme. It's a fucking exquisite movie. I do. Now, if he killed somebody, we'd have something to talk about. It's just I have loved Timmy. I've never had anything to really not like about the man. So yeah,
Timmy's dope. Timmy's dope. I love the actor. He's an incredible performer. Yeah, and I mean, like he's a bonehead. He's not a kid, but it was a bonehead move, and he's young in Hollywood standards for sure. But yep. So Jesse Buckley, easy choice for best lead performer for me. And now these next few categories, we're not going to breeze through them, but they're the easiest to not have to talk about for an extended period of time. So let's go ahead and dig on into best VFX. I probably won't even dive into all of them. We'll probably just go straight to the winner, really.
All right. The nominees for the best VFX are Avatar, Fire and Ash, naturally, F1, Frankenstein, Predator, Badlands, Sinners, and Superman.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Some great movies. With some great visual effects, but one stands out above the rest, and it's not difficult.
Yeah.
You know?
It's kind of a cheat code if James Cameron decides to get together to put together the next Avatar movie.
Yep.
And,
it's going to win one Oscar,
yeah. I don't even have to scroll. I mean, okay. Yeah. But like, I wonder just, cause I haven't seen it though, but the visuals just look like sick and gnarly. Predator Badlands, like
Predator Badlands probably doesn't. No, it doesn't stack up to Avatar Fire and Ash like even remotely. This is one. Predator Badlands is one that I think that if I'd watched more movies with good VFX, probably would have slid off the list. It's really, really solid, and I really enjoy the visual effects. And Predator Badlands, it's the most Star Wars-y Predator movie. Go ahead, run wild. Enjoy. Wow. It's fucking awesome. I love it. It also has Elle Fanning. Elle Fanning is also the android from Wayland Yutani. They have a little alien crossover in that regard. She plays a synth.
Okay.
But
cool.
Yeah, Predator Badlands, dope. We know Superman. We love Superman. We know Sinners. We love Sinners. And visual effects for Sinners, I considered it for the Michael B. Jordan work alone. Like, that's pretty awesome that you can pull that off as seamlessly as you can. But it's Avatar Fire and Ash. So, it's a no-brainer.
This one, and assuming the Academy will follow suit.
If they don't, not, I'll be blown away. If they do, it's fatigue. Like it's genuinely.
Yeah, it's just like all right, man. Like
let's give other people a chance.
We get it. Yeah, like but okay, yeah. Avatar Fire and Ash, very natural there. Okay, next up. Ooh, yes, best sound. Very, very nice cat. I love this category. We have Begonia, Die My Love, F1, Frankenstein, One Battle After Another, and Sinners.
Yeah, no, stacked category. I had the pleasure of seeing 4 of the 6 of these in theaters. And the one that gets there on account of having seen it in theaters is Die My Love. If I hadn't watched this in a movie theater, I don't think I'd respect the sound as much as I do. That shit, Die My Love is meant to make you feel awful. Like, that's the point of the movie.
Okay.
You're not supposed to feel good watching Die My Love. And the sound is a big part of that. It's incredibly abrasive and jarring, and it borders on abusive to the viewer.
Wow.
But that's the point, and it pulls it off impeccably well. Die My Love is one of my favorites of the year, and you'll see it pop up all over the place in these awards. It's a beautiful movie, and so I just wanted to give it some love for that. Begonia, incredible sound. F1, obviously, I don't have to watch that in a theater to know it has incredible sound. I can't imagine what it would have been like to see it in a theater. That would have been very special. Frankenstein, obviously, I only got to see it on Netflix, but you can tell that has incredible sound too. One Battle After Another, and Sinners again, impeccable matchup. And again, stat category, no contest.
One, I mean, I feel in my bones,
Yep.
I mean, it gets me to literally get up. I can't remain stagnant. I must move. I mean, and yeah, this one felt pretty natural to me. Even though, like, come on, F1, you have like some of the best sounding.
It's sick.
Like,
F1,
the opportunity is so there.
F1 getting a Best Picture nominee is ridiculous. F1 getting a VFX nom and a sound nom, that and an editing nom even. I didn't put it in the editing category, but I understand why it got that. Like it's a really technically well done movie, and sound is definitely its biggest strength.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I've heard. I mean, even from like F1 fans, they said like that was like they apparently the actual just racing part disappointed just real racing fans. I don't
it's
know,
just
but
bullshit.
it was just
Yeah, it's
more of a
like
movies movie.
Yeah, it's a
But
movie. It's a movie version of F1, which is to say that like, you've watched a sports movie where someone is a football quarterback and they're fucking awful at throwing a football. You know what I'm saying? Like
the
Brad Pitt is doing stuff that is not possible in an F1 race.
Okay.
It's just like it's like, okay, I appreciate the idea, but no fucking shot,
Okay. But yeah, this one maybe not as cut and well, no, I think it is as cut and dry as the effects,
easy.
honestly.
It's easy.
Yeah, it is just kind of there. The cine shall go to sinners once again. Yes.
It's
I think so far, right?
Yep, that's three.
Okay.
Three with best ensemble, best supporting actress, and now best sound. It's a perfect sounding movie. It was. I'll never forget sitting in that fucking theater and listening to specifically the "I Lied to You" sequence.
Ooh,
is unbelievable. And an important note here regarding score later on is "I Lied to You" is soundtrack work, not score work.
Yes. Yes.
And so, like the original songs and, Pale Moon Rising and, Last Time I Seen the Sun, if that's what I was considering for score, we'd be looking at a no contest thing, but that's not what we're looking at for score. So just wanted to bring that up. But what those do affect is sound design. I Lied to You sound design is unbelievable. The swirling camera around that room and the way that directionally the sound moves with you. New shit. Preacher boy. That part is one of my favorite sounding moments of the movie. The way they blend all the different eras of music and different types of music in that moment is beautiful. During the Pale Moon Rising sequence, whenever Jamie Lawson is on screen fucking destroying, like when she's singing her ass off and they're in the room stomping that dude and they're stomping on rhythm. Don't quit fucking playing with me. That's so fucking hard, dude. It's no contest, sorry. It's fucking magnificent. So yeah, Sinners was easy.
Oh yeah.
Sammy.
For me, it was the movie moment of the year. Like, I mean, it was like it just became, it was the moment that I realized, like, wow, this is just an all-timer movie. Like another one added to the list, and goosebumps every time I even think about it. Like I already have goosebumps. Just the walls burning down. It's like everyone just fucking
beautiful. Beautiful.
No, okay. All right. Well, naturally. Okay, no, never mind. I'm on the wrong picture. We're moving on to costume design. And is this actually, maybe, is this actually true, or do we move on to score? The winners.
No,
I guess
I've got costume design. I've got costume design next. Yeah,
we will go.
I wanted to put score off a little bit.
Okay. We will come on back for costume design. We have Frankenstein, from Kate Hawley. Hamnet, Malgosia Terzanska. I'm sorry. Hedda from Lindsay Pugh, Marty Supreme, Miyako Belize, Sinners, Ruth E. Carter, and Superman, Judiana Markovsky. Okay.
Yeah. Stack category again. Costuming is always one of my favorite categories, just because it's always going to be stacked. There's always going to be impressive costume design across the board. I overlapped with the Oscars quite a bit here, if I recall correctly. I think Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, and Sinners are all nominated. The other one that's a bullshit nominee is Avatar: Fire and Ash. No clue why it's nominated for costume design. That's fucking ludicrous.
That's interesting.
No idea why that would happen. But so it removed movies like Hedda from being a part of the conversation. The Ugly Stepsister was another one that I thought was borderline for being that beautiful. It's an incredible slate of movies, man. There's some incredible costuming, different versions of it. Hedda and Frankenstein go real illustrious. We're going beautiful dresses and, that sort of angle, whereas Superman is the superhero costume design, Sinners is period piece, same with Marty Supreme. It's all good though. It's all very, very special. And, again though, for me, we're looking at kind of a no contest. I keep wanting to say no context. I don't know why. No contest for me again here.
Yeah. I think, whenever how many hours was this man just in a chair putting whatever, like the makeup that makes up Frankenstein, and then like also not just the Frankenstein makeup, every other outfit is just sick as hell. Like
even the outfit that he wears as the creature is fucking awesome. Like the rags with the big hood, like that's sick. Everything that Mia Goth's character wears throughout the movie is gorgeous. Everything Oscar Isaac wears, including the scene where he's not wearing anything, gorgeous. There's again, it has that period piece aspect, but then it also has the added layer of fantasy, and that makes it unfair. It's gonna take it other places.
Yeah, and so it always kind of pisses me off that like our style nowadays is just so like one layer, like, or you get maybe 2, 3 if you're crazy. You have 3 layers, like a vest, a shirt, and a jacket. Like you're kind of off the rails if you have 3 layers on. It's a formal event, but then you look at one outfit that has like 8 different layers going on. Like,
I've been watching Peaky Blinders, and Thomas Shelby always has that shit on.
Dude, their outfits are so clean.
And it's just it's just what he's wearing. It's a casual affair.
Yeah, they're just gentlemen,
ain't shit casual about what I do though, says Tommy. It's but Frankenstein was the easy winner for me in that category.
And I feel very natural that one is. I guess these ones are pretty no contest so far. I would say these ones
they continue to be so
pretty
into the next category.
I guess naturally, makeup and hairstyling. Up next, we will have the return of Frankenstein, as well as 28 years later, Marty Supreme, Sinners, The Ugly Stepsister, and Wicked for Good.
Hey, Wicked for Good went nomless at the Oscars. I think that's ludicrous when you have Elphaba. Like when it comes to the makeup side of things, I have no idea why you're not nomming Wicked for Good. And that's the only category I really have any issue with. I thought it was way over nominated for Wicked 1. And so when Wicked 2 didn't get anything, I was like, then what the fuck did we do all that for? Was it so we didn't have to do anything next time? I don't know. Regardless, this is the category that I think undeniably deserved to be around. And I think the makeup in Wicked for Good is exceedingly good. That along with 28 Years Later are my inserts. I think I actually have 3 inserts compared to the Oscars. I don't think Marty Supreme is nominated for makeup and hairstyling either.
Interesting.
Marty Supreme, I'm just really, really impressed. Like, even just look at that picture of Timothée Chalamet. There's a reason I picked that picture of Timothée Chalamet. That doesn't look, it looks like Timothée Chalamet, but there's some obvious, really impressive makeup being done on him, to make him look a little, a little scrappier, if you would. He has, throughout the movie, he has, acne scars all over his face that I know Timothée Chalamet doesn't have. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know he does not have acne scars all over his face. Odessa Azion's hair in that movie is fucking magnificent, along with several other characters who have a really, really impeccable hairstyling. Underrated one for me, but 28 Years Later, I'll also just like one that's always going to fly under the radar for the Academy, usually are horror movies. And this one isn't really one that I was like, I watched and was like, oh, that's got to get nominated for Oscars. No, but you look at the way that they dress up the infected, and the way Ralph Fiennes is presenting in that movie, and I don't know. I think it was worthy of this sort of treatment. I think it's really, really impressive, and it's really, really good. But yeah, Ugly Stepsister, Sinners, again, great makeup, great hairstyling. They all have it, but yeah, no contest.
The Cine shall go. Yeah, I think easily to Frankenstein. If nothing more than just to make
it doesn't have to be anything. It doesn't have to be anything else. Like, you look at The Creature and you go, that's the best makeup of the year. Like, it's now obviously they could have fallen flat on their face for everything else, but then they didn't. Everything else looks awesome too. So I gotta go ahead and say Frankenstein is the easy choice for best makeup and hairstyling, and I will be astonished if that isn't a lock at the Oscars.
That would be crazy. That would, I would feel very. At least they got it here, with the award that does matter. But like if the Academy does somehow not give it to that man, oh my God, that is, I guess not. It's not Jacob Elordi's award.
No, it's not his work. That's the thing, is that it is a few of these best sound, best makeup. Let's see, best. I think there's one more. Best sound, best makeup, best ensemble. Okay, best VFX. There are certain categories that so many people work on that I don't like crediting one person. You know what I'm saying? So makeup and hairstyling is one of those. Sound design is one of those, and VFX is the other one. So none of those I had a name credited, although I'm sure there is some sort of supervisor who technically is in charge of it and is technically nominated at the Oscars for it. But when producers win Best Picture, pisses me off.
Yeah, come on, man. That's crazy. That is, I guess it's like the Super Bowl where like the
producers
owner,
are important. Don't get me wrong. Producers have a lot to do. They have a lot of heavy lifting to do. They're very important for getting the movie itself made. I have no doubts about that. But damn, dog, I don't know who you technically give it to, but I don't know if it's the executive producer.
It feels remiss. Just give it to the people who did the work, kind of.
Yeah. So yeah, Frankenstein. Credit to everybody who worked on the makeup and hairstyling, because they're fucking beautiful.
All right. Well, next up we have the Cine for the best production design.
I love this category.
The nominees are Frankenstein from Tamara Devereux, Hamnet from Fiona Crombie, Marty Supreme, Jack Fisk and Adam Willis, The Phoenician Scheme from Adam Stockhausen, Sentimental Value from Jorgen Stangaby Larson, and Josephine Asberg. Wow. I'm very sorry for everyone on Sentimental Value. I feel like I have commonly messed up on them.
Tough one. No.
And then Sinners from Hannah Beechler.
Just a stacked category.
Dang.
And I think I've got 4 of the 5 Oscar nominees here. I think Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, and Sinners are all nominated. Sentimental Value not getting nominated for the Oscar blows me away, because the production design is so important in that movie. That I thought it was a shoo-in. I thought it was a no-brainer that's going to get nominated, and it just didn't, which is wild to me. The Phoenician Scheme, I'm always going to nominate a Wes Anderson movie for production design. Every single time I'm going to nominate it for production design. It blows me away that his movies aren't getting nominated for production design every single time. It borders on pissing me off that he doesn't get nominated that they don't get nominated for that.
It's almost like his whole thing. It's like it's what he's fucking just so good at.
Exactly.
It blows me away. Thing
blows me away. I can't. And specifically, the Phoenician Scheme is really, really, really well done in that regard. Like the big fucking model at the end of the movie that they're climbing all over. They fucking built that. You know what I'm saying? The one that like explodes and floods and stuff. Like the plain setting, the jungle setting. They're not in the fucking jungle.
This is like a big ass West production.
This is a
actually.
giant
yeah,
set.
Like, holy
yeah,
shit.
It's fucking magnificent, and it's ridiculous that it's not getting nominated for shit like this. And regardless, off my high horse, Phoenician Scheme, incredible looking movie, and that is in large part due to production design. The same thing can be said for Frankenstein. I mean, there's some illustrious design here. I love the setting for, the lab and the giant, transformers and stuff like that. I fucking love that. Hamnet is is for me the kind of interesting one to sneak in here, but you think about how much actual stage stuff there is in the movie and how important and how much it comes into play and their house. And I was like, yeah, I kind of have to hand it to Hamnet there too. Sinners and Marty Supreme, you're again dealing with that period piece aspect of things. Which with something like Sinners stands out a lot more because it's so much further back. You're looking at about 100 years ago versus 60 years ago with Marty Supreme, or 50 years ago. And so it makes one of them feel a lot more implicit, whereas Sinners feels like it stands out a lot more. But regardless, everyone did just an incredible job here. But yeah.
All right. If that is it, the winner for the Cine for Best Production Design goes to Marty Supreme from Jack Fisk and Adam Willis. Okay.
It's special, man. Like I originally, this is the one I edited at the last second before we started talking, and I had it as Frankenstein. I had it as Frankenstein because, I mean, Frankenstein is magnificent. There's a beauty in it that hard to deny, but I went back to the subtlety of the period aspects in Marty Supreme, and I thought back to the street that, Marty runs down, and the shoe store he runs into, and the hotel setting that they're in, and the ping pong tournaments, and even the picture I picked there. That's pretty incredible. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all production design in that graphic. Like that wasn't there before. They made that for the movie. There's some, it's the cars that they use, the fucking, the houses that are on set. Like it's really incredible work. And I love Jack Fisk as a production designer. One of my favorite production designers. One of the most recent ones I remember him doing was Killers of the Flower Moon, if I recall correctly. Okay. I was also a close collaborator with David Lynch. Love some Jack Fisk work, and Marty Supreme is supreme in this category.
Oh, he did Eraserhead. Okay, wow. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's I don't know. I just
he's actually the guy who pulls the levers in Eraserhead.
Really?
That's Jack Fisk. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. That is. It's all coming
just an
around.
interesting little trivia bit there. But
okay, Marty Supreme set. I guess the I don't know, the timepiece that is kind of over.
It's a very very important aspect.
You got to think
of
it. Everything.
And the thing is just and comparing it to Sinners, it's just the degree of prevalence. Like Sinners suffers from ending up taking place largely in one spot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, by the back half of the movie is one place, and that place is done really, really well. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's real. And the town, the main street that they're on at the beginning is the thing that gives it the closest run for its money for Marty Supreme. But there's so much in Marty Supreme. It's 2.5 hours, and we are constantly moving. We are constantly going. That like, it's got to be Marty Supreme.
Okay. Awesome. Hell yeah. All right. Next up, we have Best Editing. Okay. Just looking at the people's names, I am
That's
apologizing.
If you want, just list the movies, and then I'll do my best.
Thank you for saving me, because this one was going to be rough. I'm showing my whiteness on this episode very, very clearly, I think. But okay.
Well, if it helps, they are also white. Just different kinds of white.
Yeah, or my Americanness, I feel like is what I should have said. But the Nominees are Begonia, Die, My Love, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sentimental Value, and Sinners.
Yeah,
Okay.
good stuff, man. Good stuff, man. Begonia, Yorgos Mavropousaridis. Yorgos Mavropousaridis. Yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. Begonia, great. I mean, editing is obviously incredibly crucial, and it's one of those things where if you notice it, it's probably not good. Usually, if you notice the editing, it's probably not good. But there's another side of that where sometimes you notice just how good it is. And then there's the sweet spot, which is it's so good you don't notice it. You know what I'm saying? Which isn't, I mean, the ideal spot to be is so good you notice it. But there is so good you don't notice it, and that's good. Begonia has that for me. It has so good you don't notice it. Die My Love, similar aspect. Marty Supreme, similar aspect. Sinners, similar aspect. The movies that have editing so good that I notice are Sentimental Value and One Battle After Another. There's a couple sequences in those movies that, I mean, I'm just absolutely seared to the screen, and it's because of editing. You know, cinematography comes into play, but it's mostly the editing. It's an incredible slate. Die My Love, Tony Froschhammer, Marty Supreme, Josh Safdie, and Ronald Bronstein. Cool credit there. Josh Safdie is also the director and writer. Ronald Bronstein also co-wrote the movie, so I didn't realize they also edited the movie. That's an interesting credit. One Battle After Another, Andy Jurgensen. Sentimental Value, Olivier Bouge-Cout, and Sinners, Michael P. Shaver. Great slate.
All right, it is time to announce the Cine for Best Editing, and it goes to One Battle After Another, Andy Jurgensen.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it.
Jurgensen. I don't know if it's a soft J.
Me neither.
To quote Ron Burgundy. Yeah, it's one. This was one that was no contest. It was easy. And it's that last. It's the road sequence. The rising road, the falling road, the cutting back to the dude.
Yes.
That is the best edited sequence of the year, and
that is okay. I see.
It's fucking beautiful, man. And it's not the only part of the movie that is beautifully edited, but it is that moment that makes you go, "Oh, this is so well done." You know, like I remember being in the theater on the edge of my seat. And it just keeps building and building and building with every cut, every rise of the road, every fall of the road, every cut to Chase Infinity's eyes looking in the rear view, and impeccably well done. And the pacing there, where you think Leo is going to come to save her, and he's not there, he's not fine, and it's good. One Battle After Another, kind of an easy choice for me, best editing.
I like that. Is that its has it won yet, or is that its
I don't
first?
think so. I think that's One Battle After Another's first win.
There it is. Okay. It's on the board. There we are. All right. Let's see. Next up, we have Best Score. Okay. And the nominees are Begonia by Jerskin Fendrix, Frankenstein by Alexander Desplat, Hamnet by Max Richter, Richter. Marty Supreme, Daniel Lopatin, One Battle After Another by Johnny Greenwood, and Sinners by Ludwig Göransson. All right. Let's see.
This was, for my money at the Oscars, the most rock solid category. There were no holes to poke. I have all 5 of the Oscar nominees. The only addition I have is Marty Supreme, Daniel Lopatin, which is, okay. There will be plenty of people who would argue, I'd slip this in there. I would love to hear what you'd remove. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those. Like, it's just, it's so stacked that as badly as I would like to see Marty Supreme nominated for Best Score, I don't know where it fits. Now, don't get me wrong. I think it was worthy of the nomination, which is why I have all 6. I view all of these on a relatively similar level. Like, that's how good all of them are. And that's why this one was incredibly difficult to come to a conclusion on. Again, Sinners, if we were dealing with I Lied to You and Pale Moon Rising and Last Time I Seen the Sun and, you know, all that, we'd have a tougher conversation at hand, an easier conversation at hand. Sorry, I don't want to say tougher. It would be easy. I would be like, but that's soundtrack work. That's not score work. Now, obviously, Ludwig Göransson does have a heavy hand in producing some of those songs, but they're not technically score work. And there are some beautiful moments where the score swells in Sinners. I love whenever the music swells at the end of the movie, or in the middle of the movie when they're all heading to the juke joint, and we get the aspect ratio expands, and we're getting that like IMAX view of the troops rallying, everybody heading to the joint, and the way the music just, it's after it's Wunmi Masaku and Michael B. Jordan are hooking up in the cabin, and there's this smash cut as it like builds. The music goes, and then it flourishes and just bow, and it's the car heading down the open road towards the horizon, and it's fucking awesome. I mean, beautiful music swell. One battle after another. Again, going back to that car sequence. The road sequence, I think about that music moment all the time. I think it's beautiful. Marty Supreme, Daniel Lopatin, whatever, has a really deft hand. He's twinkly. There's like this beautiful starry night thing he's got going on, it feels like. I feel like it's almost ethereal. I love the way a Daniel Lopatin score sounds. He also did Uncut Gems for the Safdies, and it's another brilliant score. Max Richter's Hamnet is soft and low key. Never reaches the flourishes that Sinners does, or even One Battle After Another, or Marty Supreme, or Frankenstein. But I listen to Hamnet's score a lot. It's one that I casually visit a lot because it is very peaceful and beautiful and lovely. Definitely one of my favorites. We've long loved Alexander Desplat, again, usually because of those Wes Anderson ties. But he also did Little Women. He did Pinocchio a few years back for Guillermo del Toro, and Frankenstein is one of his very best. It's a beautiful work. I guess I worked from the bottom to the top of the list this time. Begonia, Jerskin Fendrix has been making the scores for Yorgos Lanthimos movies. I don't know what he did before Poor Things, but I know he did Poor Things, and I know I loved Poor Things. And then I listened to Begonia, and I thought it was a complete and utter elevation. Jerskin Fendrix is not only one of my favorite composers, but he's also just a brilliant musician. Can't recommend his album, Beth's Farm, enough. Absolutely brilliant work of alt pop, just gorgeous. Beth's Farm is the first song on it. It's called Once Upon a Time in Shropshire. That's the album. And there's some beautiful songs. Specifically, Beth's Farm is my favorite. But yeah, he's killed it for a couple years for Yorgos Lanthimos with Poor Things, Kinds of Kindness, and now Begonia. But yep, that's the slate. Not an easy one. Not an easy one.
In the background, I put on Hamnet's score, and oh my god, I'm adding this. I haven't seen the movie yet, but this is added to the live. This is going to be.
Yeah, you'll love all of these. You will love Marty Supremes. By the way, yeah. I think you'll listen to Marty Supremes, and you might have issue with what I've chosen.
Okay, all right. Well, let's see. We'll do thy scroll. All right, the Cine for best score goes to Begonia by Jerskin Fendrix. Okay. Maybe I put the wrong one on. I was expecting Hamnet, actually.
I listen to Hamnet casually a lot. I've been listening to Begonia the whole goddamn time we've been recording, buddy. Yeah. It's fucking gorgeous. And it's the fact that, a lot of movies concern themselves, and rightly so. I don't want to say that this is a weakness of other movies, but picking their moments for musical flourishes in a way that emphasizes the emotions you're supposed to be feeling, and it's usually how a score works. Don't get me wrong, Begonia does a lot of that. But there are a lot of random fucking moments where the most beautiful music and loud music I've ever heard in my life is blaring while Jesse Plemons is riding a bike down the street. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
and it's one of those things where it's like we could have reserved this song for a different moment, but we have other music that's better for a different moment. This is just what's going to happen while Jesse Plemons is riding his bike down the street. Begonia is a massive, beautiful work. And this is one, genuinely, I have no idea where the Oscar's going to go. I think Ludwig Göransson, I'm never going to go wrong with a Ludwig Göransson win. I'm happy with it. I'd be fine with it. I think he does an incredible job on Sinners. But I think there is a chance that we kind of stray from that due to he just won a couple years ago for Oppenheimer. So I could see them kind of going voter fatigue on that ass. I know John Williams won a lot of Oscars. Maybe Ludwig Göransson's on the next. Maybe he's next up, and maybe he'll really do that too. Wouldn't be surprised either. So I'm like, I would love to see Begonia win. I would love to see the Academy align with me here. I have no clue if they will. This is one that I have just no idea where the actual Academy Award will go. But for me, it's Begonia.
Okay, awesome. Well, at least Avatar, Fire and Ash, and Marty Supreme were number 1 and 2 on the watch list. But now I think it's Hamnet and Begonia are kind of
no, can't go wrong there. Both freely available on Peacock.
Up. There we go. Okay, maybe even easier of a decision then. But all right. Next up, we have the Cine for Best Cinematography. And the nominees are Begonia by Robbie Ryan, Frankenstein by Dan Lawston, Marty Supreme by Darius Kanji, One Battle After Another by Michael Bauman, Sinners by Autumn Durald Arkapaw, sorry. Train Dreams by Adolfo Veloso. Wow. I don't know why I entered a different accent all of a sudden going there, but okay.
Well, it leads you astray. Adolf, you go,
I was like, oh.
And then you go, Adolfo, like, so that's Italian.
Adolfo. Okay.
Adolfo Veloso. I'm assuming is Italian.
A dream.
It'd be astonishing if he wasn't. Stacked category. I mean, just... some ludicrously pretty movies this year. All of them do different
Brazilian.
things. Really, he's Brazilian.
That's Brazilian?
That makes me feel worse. Sorry.
Huh? That's actually
Adolfo
wow. I would know. I was
Veloso.
with you.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, led astray by the last letter vowel. You know, it happens.
Yep.
That often Italian.
That was the last thing I was expecting. Okay, but wow. Okay, names are tough, is what I'm learning this episode for me. It is,
a lot of really talented people. A lot of really talented people from all over the place. Brilliant looking movies, and they all do different things really well. Begonia does that. It blends the color and black and white photography, and it gets into this really fantastical place. And same goes for Frankenstein. Marty Supreme has a very grounded version of beautiful cinematography. You know, like there's not giant wides that are gorgeous and holy shit, look at that landscape. You know, it is all very personal, up close, and you know, it is focused on and concerned with its camera dynamics, I would say. You know, the kineticism of it all. Marty Supreme is always moving, and it's really, really strong. One Battle After Another, gorgeous movie. One of those ones where I watched it again and I didn't have it in the best cinematography, and then I watched it again and was like, oh my god, why the fuck do I not have this in best cinematography? This is easy. This is a no doubter. It's 100% deserves to be there. Some unbelievable shots in that movie. Sinners, same thing there. Gorgeous shots, beautiful imagery, shot on those IMAX cameras, different advantage there. And Train Dreams just captures the beauty of the natural world in a way that most people dream of being capable of doing. So, great slate.
There we are. Yeah, and the one battle after another, I think it. There's just so much else going on in that movie is so good about it. Like I think it's hard to like realize. Oh yeah, it also looks good too while you're watching.
Exactly. Like you're
so
just so
think,
focused on so many different things, and then you get this, the shot whenever Sean Penn sees Chase Infinity and has her tied up in a chair in that church, and you get that wide shot from like the top corner where they're like down the hall from each other looking at one another. That's so hard. Like it's a beautiful shot. The fence at the border at the beginning of the movie. There's a beautiful shot there at night where it's like illuminated by blue light and the people sneaking up on it. It's gorgeous. Teyana Taylor being on screen, easy to shoot.
Yeah, point and shoot. There, actually, easy win. But yeah, this wow, yeah, very very pretty movie. I mean, for sure of the year. Very blessed to on the screen. That is for sure. And I feel like, is this the most Cinementalist cine that there can be? The cinematography, the cine.
There's a lot. The cine for cinematography, the Cinementalist Cinema Awards cine for cinematography. Yeah, as far as the tongue twister is concerned, I would say so.
This is the one. And if it is the time to announce thy winner for the cinematography, would be Train Dreams by Adolfo Veloso, not the Italian, the Brazilian. Not the Brazilian, not Italian. Yeah, there we go. Okay,
a gorgeous movie. I watched it once a couple months ago and didn't have super high expectations for it. I watched it in the wake of its Oscar nominees and was kind of fascinated by it. It's nominated for Best Picture. It's nominated for Best Cinematography. It's got a Best Original Song nomination. It's got a lot going for it. And I kind of slept on it. I was kind of like, oh, no shit. Okay, let's see about it. And then it was genuinely the most beautiful movie I'd watched all year. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it's one that you will love. I like, you specifically will love Train Dreams. I have no doubt about that. It has such a reverence for the natural world and for the beauty that's all around us, and it's a devastating one. It is, but god damn, there's a sequence at the end of the movie that just gets me, and it's beautiful to look at the whole time, through and through. Never a wasted shot. Train Dreams was not an easy choice, but I think I'm pretty confident it'll not only win my Cine Award, but I think it'll cinch the Academy's award as well.
Okay, awesome. Okay, yeah, the power rankings of what to watch next have been flying all over the place.
Ever changing, yes.
Surprisingly, Marty Supreme and Fire and Ash have only gone down. It's like this is weird. But yeah, okay. Now I feel like we are now entering, like, sorry, no offense to the cinematographer and score and all the edit.
No, but these next four categories there's a reason they're the last four. I saved them for last. Yeah, and actually, let's save Best Director for second to last.
Okay,
let's go to the screenplay noms.
Okay, adapted or original?
Up to you. Surprise me.
Let's go adapted. We'll go alphabetical order, I guess, is where my brain went. We will go the Cinnies for adapted screenplay. The nominees are Begonia by Will Tracy, Hamnet by Chloe Zhao and Maggie O'Farrell, Die My Love by Alice Birch, Lynn Ramsey and Edna Walsh, Frankenstein by Guillermo del Toro, One Battle After Another by Paul Thomas Anderson, and Train Dreams by Clint Bentley and Greg Quedar. Quedar. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Again, we've already talked about a lot of these movies pretty heavily. Just spoke on Train Dreams pretty extensively. Beautiful movie, beautifully written movie. also nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay at the Oscars themselves. Pretty sure I have all 5 of those nominees here as well. Last few categories, they've been kind of undeniable in that regard. I think I did Best Score, Best Cinematography, now Best Adapted Screenplay. I think I have all 5 of the actual Oscar nominees included. And the only one that I inserted here was Die My Love, which I think is really, really impeccably well done. I love the way that movie works. It's beautifully written, it's devastatingly written, and it's sharp, and it's sad, and it's great. And the same thing goes for Hamnet. Same thing goes for Frankenstein to a degree. Same thing goes for Begonia to a degree. Begonia is nominated in this category as it's adapted from a foreign movie called Save the Green Planet. It's a Korean movie. Never had the pleasure of watching it, but I really, really want to. Begonia, really well done. Same thing goes for all of these. It's just they're one battle after another. I don't even know. I'm assuming it's a book that it's based off of. I don't know what it's adapted from. But the screenplay is one of those ones it sneaks up, again, similar to the cinematography, it sneaks up on you how sharp it is, how consistent, and you're going with all these different directions story-wise, and when it all comes together, it works seamlessly, which is why the editing was so important, which is why the screenplay is so important. It's a beautiful slate here, so that's that.
All right. Well, then, the Cine for the Best Adapted Screenplay is going to Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. It's just a really, really well written movie, man. Yeah. It's I love the story choice, which is the subversion, the complete and utter subversion of the white savior complex. The whole time you're following this guy, supposed legendary revolutionary, and Ghetto Pat, Leonardo DiCaprio, and he's clearly a fuck up. He's clearly not, he's got the right politics, but he doesn't know how to. He's not a revolutionary, not like the others, and. So he's got this status as a legendary revolutionary, and he's getting by on that. And they're like, "Oh shit, okay, dope, yeah, we'll help you." Benicio del Toro's like, "Yeah, shit, yeah, not every day you get to help a member of the French 75. That's dope, And I love the story choice to make Chase Infinity's character the master of her own destiny. Like she ends up saving herself in a capacity. Now I know that there's also the important note that the Native American guy comes and uncuffs her and kills those white supremacists at the gas station and all that stuff. But again, we're subverting the expectation that Leo's going to be the one who does that. And I think it has. I think it is as prescient and timely as any movie ever. It's for specifically this moment in time, One Battle After Another feels really, really keen and crucial. This is another one of those movies that when it comes to the best picture race, it's this versus Sinners. It's this versus Sinners, and a lot of people online having that if they like Sinners, they don't like One Battle After Another. If they like One Battle After Another, they don't like Sinners. And I saw an argument that One Battle After Another will be forgotten in a couple years, where Sinners will be timeless, and I just couldn't disagree with that assessment more. That's
I don't know.
I think Sinners does have a timelessness to it.
Yeah.
And period pieces have that advantage. And again, culturally, very, very important. There's obviously an important demographic of people who will not stop watching Sinners anytime soon. Black Americans will not stop watching Sinners anytime soon. I won't stop watching Sinners anytime soon. A lot of people who like horror movies won't stop watching Sinners anytime soon. So don't get me wrong. I don't disagree with the assessment that Sinners is timeless. What I disagree with is that One Battle After Another will be forgotten in a couple years. I can't fathom that. And One Battle After Another is a excruciatingly good movie, and I just don't love the culture where it's like, well, because I like this, I can't like this, and we're there, unfortunately. But One Battle After Another, we got a spoil of riches between One Battle After Another, Sinners, and then a great slate of movies here as well. But One Battle After Another was a pretty easy choice for me. Adapted. Oops, sorry, I just hit my microphone. Easy choice for adapted screenplay.
And adapted from a novel in 1990, and I think speaking to the repetitive nature of these battles, it is always an ever-going battle that is never.
And I like that it occupies a slightly altered reality, slightly altered reality.
But it's not. We know what we're going for. It's like
But
yeah, this.
The Medal of Honor that Sean Penn receives is named after the founder of the Ku Klux Klan. It's like the something Forest.
Wow.
Medal of Honor. And
please tell me that's not like actually.
That's not real. No, that's not real. But it could we're at a point now where I'm like, I would not. We're at a point where it's like it could be real, and that's fucking terrifying. But so it's a slightly altered reality, not crazy altered, but it's slightly, and love One Battle After Another.
Okay, number 2, right? Okay, I think for it.
Yes, I believe so.
There we go. Nice. Next up, we'll go to original screenplay, and the nominees are It Was Just an Accident by Jafar Panahi, and
it's by Jafar Panahi.
And then Marty Supreme by Josh Safdie and Ronald Bronstein. The Secret Agent by Kleber
Mendoza Filho.
Mendoza Filho. This is why our name I don't anyway. Sentimental Value by I've heard it many times.
Joaquin.
And that is okay. There's 2 ways to go about Joaquin. Trier and Eskel Vogt. Oh my God. Yeah.
Tough
Sinners.
Ones. Next 2 are easy.
Ryan Coogler. Ryan Coogler and Sorry Baby by Eva Victor.
All right. Yes.
There we
go. Stacked category. Some incredible screenplays, some beautiful stories. All of them do things in their own way, in incredible ways. Sorry Baby, I thought was a I fooled myself into thinking Sorry Baby was a shoo-in for an Oscar nomination in this category. And I can't fathom why it's not. It is exceedingly good. Beautifully written. It Was Just an Accident is razor sharp. It's about an Iranian mechanic who a gentleman with his family brings his car in, and he recognizes him. He thinks he recognizes him as a gentleman who, gentleman's a stretch, as a man who he was imprisoned in an Iranian camp, and this guy was his handler, basically. So it's basically he always had a bag on his head. He didn't know what he looked like, but he had a prosthetic leg that he heard and was like, it sounds just like him. He follows him home, and the movie goes from there. It's a fucking hard ass movie. I love It Was Just an Accident. Marty Supreme. I love the kind of fantastical nature it approaches Marty Mauser's life from. Don't know. I have no idea what in that movie is based in fact and what's not. No clue. It's so funny that it is a biopic, but like I have no idea if any of it actually happened to him. The Secret Agent
is just that grand, huh?
It's that supreme. Huh. It's that supreme. The Secret Agent is incredibly intricate work. I find myself like I'm excited to rewatch that movie because I think I'll get a lot more out of it the second time. It's really dense and there's a lot going on there, and I think it does a lot of heavy lifting to keep you in it with that screenplay. Sentimental Value is fucking beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful movie about how the art life, it estranges, but it also brings people together, and it's a fascinating dichotomy when you choose that lifestyle. Sinners. It's the shit. It's awesome. And then I already spoke on Sorry Baby a little bit, but yeah, those are the screenplay noms.
Okay. The second to last, third to last. We have not done director. Cine for best original screenplay goes to Sentimental Value by Joachim Trier. Trier. Yeah. There we
Joachim
go.
Trier and Eskelvoet. Okay. Yeah, it's beautiful, man. It's I don't even the way it balances again that dichotomy of estranging yourself from your family so that you can do what you love, but understanding that your family is what's going to inspire you to do what you love.
Damn.
And finding the balance and trying to communicate, your sorrow that you weren't around, but not your regret. I did what I wanted. I did what I wanted to do. I've done what I've wanted to do, and I don't regret it, but I am sorry that that's what I did. And here's how I hope I'll make it up to you.
Some devastating movies this year, man.
They're heavy. And Sentimental Value, actually, it's pretty heavy. It's heavy, but I wouldn't say it's sad.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not happy. It's not happy, but it's not sad.
And sentimental,
Yes.
The Cine, maybe this is the most
sentimental value.
The Cine we can give. But okay, there we are. We are down to the last two. The big kahunas. And we are going to the director's chair. And who shall get the Cine for Best Director with the nominations of Chloe Zhao for Hamnet, Joachim, Trier from Sentimental Value, Josh Safdie, Marty Supreme, Lynn Ramsey from Die My Love, Paul Thomas Anderson from One Battle After Another, and Ryan Coogler from Sinners. Okay, yes.
Yeah, really incredible slate. Really incredible slate. The first one I wanted to touch on was Lynn Ramsey, because this is the odd one out, as far as I'm pretty sure 4 of the other 5 are actually nominated at the Oscars. But I can't remember which one I left out.
One Battle, Sentimental, Josh.
Oh, is Trier also actually nominated for Best Director?
They're
okay.
nominated.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, so I've got the other 5. I got you. For some reason, I thought Joachim Trier was not nominated for Best Director. Glad he is. That makes all the sense in the world to me. I also agree. But Lynn Ramsey is the odd one out here, as she's the addition that I made. Die My Love, tonally, I already said that it's meant to make you feel not good. But the way that it keeps you while making you feel not good, I feel is entirely directorial. It is, you have to know what happens next. It's a train wreck you can't look away from. And to strike this tone, where my read of the movie is that it's largely about postpartum depression. But it doesn't make that explicit. It's not, they're never and Jennifer Lawrence's character is suffering from postpartum depression. She doesn't go to a doctor and get diagnosed or anything like that. It's just watching the way she handles herself day to day, basically, and going, oh, she's not okay. Oh, this is really bad. And Lynn Ramsey being able to strike a tone where it's you don't get it unless you get it. You want with all your might to empathize, and you want to feel bad, and you want to reach through the screen and help somehow. But you can't understand unless you've been there. And I think that's kind of the beautiful thing Lynn Ramsey was able to pull off with Die My Love. She made a movie that is inaccessible an accessible way, which is strange, but it works. Ryan Coogler, brilliant vision for Sinners. He's just top of his game. One of his best movies ever, if not his best movie ever. Paul Thomas Anderson delivering in spades when it comes to One Battle After Another. He's made a lot of incredible movies. And he's never won Best Director. I think that changes at the Oscars personally. But just because it feels like the Academy darling director-wise, it's like, yeah, this is the one that we're going to go with. That's just my prediction. I don't know for sure, but obviously I don't know for sure. I'm not in the Academy. Joaquin Trier, Sentimental Value. Pleasantly surprised to hear that he was actually nominated for the Oscar. I don't know why I was under the impression he wasn't. Beautiful movie. I mean, just unbelievably well directed, well written, well performed, and all of those things end up making an unbelievably well done movie. Chloe Zhao directs her ass off with Hamnet. I remember in my initial Letterboxd review, I was like, Chloe Zhao is fucking back. You know, not that Eternals was a huge diversion, but you know, Hamnet being the follow up to Eternals is fascinating. That's quite the career trajectory, and I'm glad she made it. Really brilliant. Josh Safdie, both the Safdie brothers made a movie this past year. The Safdie brothers were credited as directing Uncut Gems, both Josh and Benny. Benny, who you will have seen in Oppenheimer. You are going to need a bigger bomb, or until someone builds a bigger bomb. That's his brother.
Yes.
Okay. Huh. Yeah. Josh directed Marty Supreme. Benny directed The Smashing Machine with Dwayne Johnson, the drama where he was the UFC fighter and all that stuff. And I will say with certainty, we know who directed Uncut Gems.
I see. Is there a talent?
It's not just a talent. Not just a talent. There is a talent discrepancy, but it's not just a talent discrepancy. It's a tone. It's a vibe. It's a movement. Yeah. Marty Supreme. Okay. Marty Supreme was made by the guy who made Uncut Gems. Smashing Machine was not. And I don't know if that's just that, you know, they were both making a sports movie in the same year and they really, you know, they needed to be different. You know, I don't know if that's all it was, but I have a feeling it does rely a lot on capability. And I think Josh Safdie proves that he's the director. Benny is an actor who also directs things. But that's the slate.
There we are. And man, this is like, at one point in my life, I didn't even think of like directors at all. It was only the actors, you know, of who I'm seeing in the movie. And the director was just some magical person that like, yeah, they made the movie happen somehow. But now that like I've, you know, taken a deeper dive into movies, it's my favorite duo. The director-actor duo, or like this... The role a director plays is so cool. Like just setting the stage, like to imagine the conversations that are just being had off screen. I don't know why it gets me like giddy to think of how movies.
Well, this is my favorite. This is my favorite awards graphic. I love the directors talking to the actors. It's my favorite. It's my absolute favorite. I love that.
It's so good. But okay, here we go. The Cine for Best Director goes to Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another. And
said I thought that he'd win the Oscar next week, and with reason. I don't know. I don't think there's a single movie as well directed as One Battle After Another from last year. I think that Ryan Coogler does an incredible job with Sinners. I think Joaquin Trier does an incredible job with Sentimental Value. And those are probably my 2 and 3 in some order there. But it's hard to describe what Paul Thomas Anderson was able to achieve from the director's chair. You know, I think that the advantage he has is that it's not a genre movie. Like Ryan Coogler made a horror drama, and therein it's a little bit more predictable, and not to say that it's not a predictable movie. It takes it places that like you don't anticipate it'll go. and it has a lot of really important, hefty stuff to say, and it's not, nothing by that stretch of the imagination. But I think that there's a automatic degree of entertainment you're going to glean from Sinners. And then a good director just elevates it. Whereas Paul Thomas Anderson with One Battle After Another, this movie isn't as good in somebody else's hands. And it's not just not as good, there's a chance it's not good. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a really fascinating role to play on a set, to bring that level of legitimacy and to bring that level of understanding that we're making something special and something that will stand the test of time. I don't care what anybody says. And to set the tone for that from the top down is really, really impeccable. And I think it's a brilliantly directed movie. He gets everything he can out of his actors. And Paul Thomas Anderson, got to give him Best Director. I do.
Yeah, I do agree. It is more crucial to the movie than Sinners. And Sinners, very well done. But yeah, the horror, not is to say it is formulaic, but it is just, there are expectations that come from a horror movie that
100%.
And I kind of just need to hit.
I appreciate the Academy opening up to some of horror this year. Sinners being the most nominated Oscar film of all time is pretty incredible. Mostly because, and calling Sinners a horror movie is also interesting because it's not exactly a horror movie, but that's definitely the genre it most closely identifies. I mean, we got Amy Madigan nominated for Best Supporting Actress for her role in Weapons.
It's so
she won the actor award last week for that.
What?
Yeah. She won that award. And so I'm like, she really might go in there and win Best Supporting Actress at the Oscars, which is huge for horror. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a genre fan, that makes me very happy. But unfortunately, the Academy has also baked into me a bias against it that I haven't been able to take it quite as seriously as I can other genres, which is unfair of me. But it stands true. So I don't know if the expectation of horror kind of takes away from, what I think the director is capable of, or what I think a performer is capable of. But it's just an interesting note when it comes to Best Director here, is that Ryan Coogler, while definitely up there for my consideration, probably wasn't too, as far as my favorite director, my best director.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, Sinners has a lot of strengths, and I think this is a situation of we're eating, like, these are all just such great movies that to really
it's not that it's obviously not a badly directed movie. If the same things that I said about Paul Thomas Anderson apply to Ryan Coogler. If that movie is in someone else's hands, I don't think it's handled as well. I don't think it's as good. We've seen this movie made before, and it's not as good. You know what I'm saying? Like, From Dusk Till Dawn, not as good a movie. Doesn't have nearly as much to say. Doesn't have anything nearly as important going for it. Wasn't nearly as big a moment. Ryan Coogler is responsible for that. So I don't want to undersell him at all. But yeah, Paul Thomas Anderson is the best director.
There we go. All right. Well, we have reached the ultimate, the
zenith
of the Best Picture. I mean, it doesn't get any bigger than this. This is the one film that
doesn't get any bluer.
Yep, it doesn't get any bluer. The Cine for Best Picture. Man, yeah, okay. We end 10. Is it? Yes, 10 nominees. 10. Here we go. We have, in alphabetical order, Begonia, Frankenstein, Hamnet, It Was Just an Accident, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, Sinners, and finally, Sorry, Baby. Here we go.
Yeah, really, really incredible slate of movies. And the interesting one is definitely Sorry Baby, simply because I think I have another movie in Die My Love that technically has more nominations than Sorry Baby. But it's an interesting thing where it's not math, you know.
Mhm.
1 + 1 don't equal 2 here.
Yeah.
It's it's a feeling, you know. We've already discussed we've discussed all of these movies at length. And you know, again, I've made it no mystery that it's a fight between one battle after another in Sinners. That is those are the top two. There's no doubt about it. It's just a matter of who you pick. They've both won 3 heading into this one. So again, they're on equal footing. One of them won Best Ensemble, Best Supporting Actress, and Best Sound. One of them won Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Director, and Best Editing, which does not sound like even footing. You know, doesn't sound like even footing. But I can't emphasize enough how important just the feeling the movie gives you is important, and that's why Sorry Baby is here. That's why It Was Just an Accident is here.
But wait a minute. You're telling me that F1 isn't in the running for best? How are we not in? I just
couldn't get it done. I thought about expanding this pool to 12, like we did for best lead performer. And
F1
still
would have definitely been in there.
It
still
okay, wouldn't have. Yeah.
How does the? I mean, it is just for the
really
marketing.
fascinating nomination
it's
there.
incredible.
I can't really wrap my head around it, but yeah, if I was to expand the pool to 12, I think I would have, out of love, given the Phoenician Scheme a nod.
Yeah.
And Die My Love. Die My Love would have been the other one that snuck in there for
Fuck
sure.
it, but, Superman. We're back, you know. Just for the moment, you know. Just for
nominated in Best Costume and VFX.
Yeah.
Also Best Picture. No. But really incredible slate. It is a fight between Sinners and one battle after another, though.
Yes.
Beautiful movies, man. You should watch all of these. You will not be disappointed.
Well, is that all that remains? Is to say
That's
who
That's
done
it. I
did
don't
it.
have anything else to say because we've talked about
Okay.
all of these at length now.
The tiebreaker between one battle after another and Sinners. To make it a 50-50, I guess. The Cine for Best Picture goes to Sinners. Naturally, the Cine goes to Sinners, and yes. It does feel right.
It does. It's a rare pleasure that one of the most popular movies of the year is also one of the best.
Yeah.
You know, if not the best. And, you know, it occupies a spot in this Best Picture race that you would almost compare in previous years as in terms of popularity as Wicked, as Barbie, as Top Gun Maverick. You know, like it occupies that sort of space where like it is one of the most popular movies of the year, but for the first time in a really long time, you're going, oh, it might win. And that's special. You know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't happen. You know, that's not a common occurrence. And it's really, really, I said 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2, and you'd think the best director, best screenplay, best editing winner would come down with the best picture. But it's an intangible thing, man. I watch Sinners and I get to the end and Buddy Guy says, "You know something?" And I just fucking lose it, man. Like, I'm still paralyzed. I wake up paralyzed by that night. But before the sun went down, that was the best day of my life. Was it like that for you? Oh, no doubt about it. God damn! Just fucking wrecks me. I mean, I'm a puddle at the end of that movie. I'm ecstatic for a lot of it. I'm laughing for a lot of it. I am so overwhelmingly fulfilled by that journey that movie takes you on in a way that no other movie competes with this year. And it's that special, man.
I can't believe some people, think that one battle after another isn't like going to be remembered, or like it's gonna die out. Like that's crazy that it's gonna die out. But like if I was held at gunpoint, and you can only watch one of these movies for the rest of your life, and the other one you can never watch again, I would have to choose Sinners. Like it is.
There's no doubt. Yeah. It's not close for me. Mm-hmm. One of the things that I said going into this kind of award season is that 2025 didn't give me any. It gave me a bunch of movies that I like a lot, but it didn't give me one of my favorite movies of all time. Mm-hmm. And the further removed I am, and the more I watch Sinners, the less I feel that's true. You know what I'm saying? Like Sinners is that good, and it will be that good for a long, long time. And I can't blame anybody for not feeling it, but I do. I think Sinners is a special movie that will stand the test of time. I thought it might get Nope treatment from the Academy, which is to say, a horror film by a black director that kind of analyzes how you can be chewed up and spit out by this greater mythical evil that kind of represents Hollywood in a capacity. We got the white vampiric devils showing up and going, I want your culture. I want your songs. I want your stories. And then you'll be mine. Like I thought maybe the Academy would be like, man, you're a little too on the nose for me, but I appreciate the potential that they've going optimistic here and saying that maybe they've evolved past the point of their mistreatment of Nope. Because I think Nope and Sinners are very comparable movies, and I'm fascinated that they've received such different treatment from the Academy. Nope didn't even get a Best VFX nom, dude.
Dang, no. Hopefully they've learned their lesson. Yeah, Nope was the I don't know, the learning point. They've learned.
I would hope so. I'd hope so. Because Nope was that good. That would make an incredible double feature, by the way, Nope and Sinners. But I would love to watch those back to back. But yeah, so like I remember watching it in the movies for the first time, and I remember even just like ahead of the Oscar nominations, like if you would have told me when I watched this movie for the first time that's going to be the most Oscar nominated movie of all time, I would call bullshit. I wouldn't believe you. It's still hard to believe. I can't believe that that's the case, and that they do have the best casting new category added this year, which they are nominated for. So they would be at 15 if not for that, which ties the most ever. But even so, as I was making my awards here, there's 16 total categories. It's eligible for 15. It's in all 15 of those. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a no-brainer for me. And I Best Picture, it was close, but when I got down to it, it was easy. It was easy to choose Sinners.
You feel it in your bones. It's generational. The ancestors are screaming out and saying it's even Sinners. It's all through and through. It feels. It's there's a lot of other movies I got to get to first. But goddamn, it's tough to like not pull the Sinners trigger, the Batman trigger, there's the couple movies that it's like, nah, I need some first viewings in first before I can really earn another 17th watch on Batman or whatever it happens to be at this point. But yeah, no, Sinners is I'm so mad I didn't get to have it in the theater. That would have been awesome. I viewed it. I guess it was July 6th. I guess when I viewed it. So I'm assuming that's like when it dropped on streaming.
That was probably when it hit Max. That's about 30 days after, or 60 days after its release date. So that would make sense to me. But
I think
I caught it in IMAX, and it was.
It still hit. I mean, I didn't need the theater to know. Oh, damn, something just changed forever. It's like this is one that is on a pedestal. It's not like quite. It's not quite Batman. It wasn't quite up to like this
For
is one
you,
of my
yeah.
absolute favorite movies, but it is like that second tier. I mean, it is almost on the highest pedestal of like Joe movies. But yeah, no,
it's just so easy to watch, man. It's I can revisit it and revisit it and revisit it, and I just love the ending. I love that last scene between Wunmi Masaku and Michael B. Jordan. I love him pumping 100 rounds into the clan leader. That's the best. Him 1v50ing the fucking clan and killing all of them. That's sick.
Yep.
Yeah, no, just too good. Too good to pass up on, too good to deny. Sinners is the best picture of 2025.
Wow. Did it. The inaugural, the Cine, to start them all. We need to...
The first annual Cinementalists Cinema Best Picture is Sinners. Yes.
Sinners.
Now, I don't want to lead you astray. We've already covered Sinners. That was on Halloween of 2025. We've covered 2 of these Best Picture nominees prior. Covered Sinners on Halloween. We covered Frankenstein on New Year's Eve, and we'll be covering One Battle After Another this Friday. So we got a little bit of a Oscar preview. We talked a lot about One Battle After Another here, but we're going to get a lot more focused to talk about it this Friday. So we got that coming up. One Battle After Another will be this Friday. And in our project of Secret Societies, we'll also be back in 1 week's time to discuss the Oscars as they occurred. We will be doing an Oscars reaction show next week. I gave you a little bit of predictions, gave you a little bit of taste of what I think will happen. Now we'll see if the Academy goes and does it. I suppose we will find out.
F1
can't wait for that.
Best Picture.
F1 Best Picture. F1 Best Picture incoming.
Civil War actually begin. This is the actual catalyst for Civil War. Is F1 winning Best Picture? But no, I give it 0.0001% chance. But if it does somehow happen,
it doesn't have a shot.
That episode will come out immediately. I mean, it will be like
there will be a 6-second episode available, and it'll just be me screaming into a microphone. That'll be what happens. So that's the slate for the next week. We also are going to be covering Eyes Wide Shut next Saturday for Joe's birthday. We'll be covering Hot Fuzz to end the month. So we got the Oscar nominee this Friday, and then we're capping the month off with 2 completely opposite movies. Very, very fun. Cannot wait. But that's the size of it. These were the 2025 awards here, the first annual Cinementalist Cinema Awards, and we'll be back in a year, baby, to discuss some 2026 movies. Cannot wait. But with that, I was Colton Robertson. I was joined by Joseph George. Thank you very much, homie.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here, homie.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to have you. And remember, fuck ice and go watch Sinners.